This is a PSA. If you don't like cool lizards, cool reptiles, this is not for you. If you're still here, you passed the test. Today we're making a lounge lizard. I've been searching vintage sewing patterns looking for odd plushies to make, and I found this one and I bought it on eBay, like pre-cut in sort of rough condition, but it's 100% good enough to use. So we are gonna make a lounge lizard. This is the McCalls Crafts vintage lounge lizard pattern that was released in 1992. So this pattern is older than me because I was born in 95. So this pattern is, she's been through some things and she's been used, and now she's in my possession and we're gonna make a freaky lounge lizard. So these are the lounge lizards. Look at how gorgeous they are. We've got a feather boa bandana. Like this one you can barely see, but it's got a bolo tie on. These are some cool reptiles, y'all. I have to enter projects like this with a vision, a concept, you know? I need to have like a direction. I need to put energy into it, envisioning what my lizard is like, what does he do, what's he up to, what's his vibe. And so after looking at these lounge lizards and taking some time to think about what my lounge lizard would look like, I've decided that I want to make a grandpa lounge lizard sitting by the fire reading a book with some glasses on, potentially a mini cardigan on him. We're gonna maybe crochet or knit something for him as well in this video. So I've been holding on to this pattern for a little while. I got it in the mail from eBay like maybe a week ago, and I've just been pining and thinking and pulling together my vision. A lot of the ones that they show are like, they're at the beach, they're surfer lizards, they're lounging, of course. Mine's gonna be a grandpa sitting by the fire reading because it's the only thing that felt like that was my purpose, was to make a grandpa lounge lizard. So we're gonna do that today. Before we go any further, I just need you to see what the lizards in the instructions look like. Please. So this is the fabric that I ended up going with. It's got this little like floral, like heart tulip pattern, which is cute. But I just thought overall this was giving like lizard from afar. Like it kind of looks like lizardish, but up close it's like a grandma print, which I really love. And this is one of the only like pieces of fabric that I had in my collection that I could find that gave me lizard vibes, but also was big enough because it's a pretty good sized lizard. He's like 30 something inches. So I'm gonna go cut the pieces and we're making a lounge lizard. Let's go. This is the entirety of the instructions. I'm just vibing with these lizards so hard. Oh, that was so fucking stupid. I'm dead. I think I'm gonna chalk out the pattern this time. I don't know why, I just feel like doing it that way. Not the best, but I think I can clean it up when I'm cutting it. I don't know why I wanted to chalk it, but it was kind of fun. All right, I have this batting scrap that's like not big enough for a quilt, but it's big enough for something good, and I think I can get 4 lizard bodies out of it. It's just like for a layer between the fabric and the stuffing, and it makes it like a little more plush. First step is sewing the eyelids and then turning them out and stuffing them. So let's do it. So I hand sewed one closed and it looked jank, so I tried to put the other one through the machine. I was humbled at how much janker that looked. So now I'm hand sewing the other one closed as well. So the pattern had me pin the eyelids on the head and I'm gonna sew them down and then actually attach the eyes now. I'm just gonna hand sew it because I know there's no way I'm gonna be able to sew these angles on my machine. All right, it's definitely looking jank a little bit, and I bunched up the fabric, so I guess I'm just happy I'm making a grandpa lounge lizard, because any wrinkles or puckers, it'll make sense. Poly beads are so expensive. Like, you will not catch me buying these at Joann unless I have an insane coupon or something. So for like under $10 on Amazon, I got this box, but this bag. But the fact that this is $10 of beads is crazy. But you can also use like beans and stuff, but I was just nervous about that with critters potentially being attracted to it. So we're gonna go with plastic beads, and they go in the fingertips and like the toes, and then you sew across so the beads stay, and then you stuff, and then you sew across so they become kind of like segmented. So I'm excited to do that. And I think that's the next step, is working on that. And then theoretically you'll have the eyes and everything glued in, and then you put all the layers and create the sandwich and like sew it all together. So limbs first. So right sides together, and I'm gonna stitch all the way around, leaving the flat side open on the rest of the pieces. All right, we have lizard hands. They're so cute. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a press here just to make sure that they are nice and flat. Cool, I think that's perfect. Now I'm kind of finding myself wishing I had a closer color thread, because this is pretty like obvious. All right, so I'm back from Joann now, and I got coordinating thread. And then when I was there, I took a gander at the yarn, and I've eyed this yarn before because it is just like such good fall vibes, but I thought that this would be perfect to maybe put through my Centro and make our grandpa lizard a little custom cardigan. I don't know what his body is gonna look like at the end of this, so we're definitely waiting until his body is complete. But now that I have the thread, I can get going on actually making the legs and everything else. We have lizard legs. The arms turned out cute. I love this like segmented situation where it's like beads, polyfill, polyfill. I think that's so cool. Something is not right about these legs. They just don't look right. I guess they will look a little better when they're on him. I think I maybe understuffed the beads at the bottom. Oh well, we're rocking with it. These are the eyes that I'm planning on using. They're like little dragon cat eyes, 18 millimeters. They're a little small, but I think it'll work, especially because the grandpa is gonna have glasses on. You know, like Arthur, the character Arthur, he has like tiny little eyes and then he wears glasses. That's what we're going for. It basically just says hot glue, and I'm interpreting that as hot glue and pray. So that's what I'm gonna do. He looks angry. He doesn't look like he would be ready to lounge. Time to sew them together. I was supposed to pin the feet in first. That's a huge mistake. Now I have to go back and like literally rip out the biggest seam in the entire lizard. So what I'm thinking I can maybe do is like secure this spot on both sides with just like some stitches, and then I can just seam rip these sides and do it that way and leave the head as is, because I already clipped all of the corners and everything, and like I'm just afraid that like I won't be able to sew it perfectly like that. So at least on the body I'll be able to like make it work. The way I am like sweating right now trying to fix this, make this work, like something is not right with my sewing machine. Like my sewing machine is giving me so many issues today. It's like, even with the walking foot, it's like not feeding fabric properly. I need to troubleshoot. I ripped the seams out of the body and redid it. Why does it look more like a toad? I guess it doesn't have its like lizard tail yet. But this angry lizard carcass, I mean, it's kind of serving, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of love it. But like, I have never done such a bad job with my seams. Like, what is that? And then this one I like didn't even get fully encompassed and I had to like sew it on. Like, it's so jank, you guys. But we're gonna put a sweater on him anyway, so we're just gonna use that as an excuse to not be a perfectionist. Also, why do I love this lizard carcass? Like, it's so fun to just hold the carcass with the beans and the ant arms. So now I'm gonna sew the batting layers together and then those go inside of this. And then we're gonna stuff and do the tail and do all the things, but I think I'm like through the hardest part. Literally, what is this? Honestly, oh my god, what if this was like part of a garment? I sewed the batting layers and I stuffed them in. Now it's time to stuff him and then we're gonna sew the tail. The way I will put anything in my sewing machine, like this should probably be hand sewn realistically. The way that I am just gonna jam that shit in there and pray for the best. It's time to attach the tail to our lizard. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't what I envisioned, okay? This does not look like I thought he would look. Once I get him in a little outfit or something, it might be better. But right now, it's giving dinosaur dog toy. The instructions to sew this on are not making sense to me. I have plans in a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to sleep on it. Why does he look so funny? He's pretty cute, right? Hold on, I'm gonna go get the glasses. Let's see if the glasses are gonna work. These are the doll glasses that I got in a lot of doll heads. There's actually two, I didn't realize that, but these are them. How adorable. I have no idea if they're gonna fit, but I wasn't planning on bringing these out until the end, but I just need a little serotonin right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that, see? That is all I needed. This boy is cute. Imagine when he's got a little book, when he's got his little fall sweater on. Stop, I can't handle it. Okay, the vision is gonna come together. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. The vision is gonna come together and I have to decide what book I want him to be holding. What do we think he would read? I lost the plot. This is a nightmare. I don't know how I'm gonna sew this together and the instructions are not making sense. So we're gonna go hang out with my friends and then return to the lizard project tomorrow. Okay, time for a lizard man update. It's been a couple days. Tail still not sewn on, so that's gotta happen. I was playing with this fall Red Heart Super Saver yarn on my Centro machine, which is my crank knitting machine, and I made this swatch. First of all, love the way these colors turned out on here. This is so incredible, this colorway. I like honestly really would love to make myself a sweater with this for the fall, just because they really did nail that when they said this is the fall colorway. But I made this swatch and I kind of held it up to his body. First of all, perfect. Love the way it looks. But it was almost actually an accurate sweater size, but I wanted to shorten it so it didn't go past his legs. And when I held it up, I was like, I want to make a sweater vest. That is the vibe. So I've been hard at work making the pieces for a lizard sweater vest. So let me show you the construction that I was thinking for it. Yes, he is still wearing the glasses. I refuse to take them off. Okay, yes, I am aware how obscene this looks. Imagine this. Sweater vest comes up like this. sewn together on either sides here. Boom. It comes down like that. Boom. Pocket. Pocket. Hello. We can put something in the pocket. And what I'm thinking is once I sew it, I might add a little crochet ribbing maybe around the top and maybe around the sleeve holes. I haven't decided, but how incredible is that going to look? And then when he's reading his little book, it's going to be a little sweater vest. Oh, I cannot handle it. I'm going to go ahead and get to sewing the sweater together, and I'll show you what it looks like as we progress. All right, it is a few days later now, and I've been working on the lounge lizard. Guys, okay, yes, the tail is still not sewn on, but look at his little sweater vest. It's so cute. I'm so happy with it. So I ended up crocheting a little rib border around it because when I put it on him, it was just like the two square panels or rectangular panels. It wasn't fitting around his neck. So I had to just I basically just attached the yarn, did a 3-stitch tall rib with single crochet, and I just slip stitched down 4 stitches before starting the back of each rib. So it like really scrunched it up and it looks great. I'm so happy with it. I thought about doing ribbing on the armholes, but I think it'll just make it like maybe too bulky. So I'm gonna leave it as is. I sewed on the pocket, which looks a little rough, but it's very cute. Now, I was looking at him and I was thinking that we could make a little gray wispy grandpa wig of some sort. So my thoughts are that I could maybe do like a loop stitch in crochet like I did when I made my sheep purse, and do it in gray yarn and either do like one little tuft or maybe like 2 tufts on the side to give like a balding appearance to make it look like he's losing his hair. But we're gonna do some kind of gray old man wig. So excited about that. A toupee of sorts. And then I thought, you know, everyone reads books, but only old grandpas read newspapers, right? So I'm gonna make him a little newspaper, and I'm literally just gonna like draw it, I guess, and have him holding it. I don't know how I'm gonna like attach it to his hands, but that is in the works. So we're gonna do the wig and the newspaper, and then we will be done. Okay, so I know I said I was going to draw the newspaper, but then I opened Canva and found some templates. And so I went ahead and made a little reptile report newspaper, and I had ChatGPT write me an article for lizards about the bug economy declining. Pause to read if you're curious. And then I made this like haggard ass little clip art basically. And then the back page is gonna be the reptile report classifieds. You know, we've got things like seeking sunning spot, tail regrowth specialist, camouflage lessons, etc. So I'm gonna cut these and kind of tape them together or glue them together to look like a little newspaper for him, and I'm so excited. So I forgot that I had this fiber that I had bought back in Halloween time to make my husband a wizard beard. And this is basically this super thick, like single ply, I think it's like a wool blend of sorts, but it's like this grayish color with like this darker gray running through it. And it's very woolly, so I can like pull it apart and make it all like fluffy, kind of like the end tail here. So this I think would be perfect to manipulate and make into a little toupee situation. I think I'm just gonna like pull the fibers apart, and then, I mean, I don't have tools to like needle felt, although I do feel like that would be perfect for this. So I might just like, I don't know, manipulate the wool and like glue it down to be like tufts of old man hair. Oh my god, I'm dead. That's gonna be so cute. Okay, y'all, that is a wrap on the lounge lizard project. This was so dumb and fun, and I loved it. I did end up sewing on the tail horribly. I mean, that's all you're gonna see. That is just really badly sewn on. I did it by hand. I could really benefit from like some hand sewing classes or just actually taking the time to learn how to like properly hand sew stuff, because I want to make more plushies like this in the future, and that was the #1 most challenging thing. Making him was like sewing the eyelids on and the tail and all of the little hand sewn bits. But otherwise, I'm extremely happy with how he turned out. Exactly executed my vision, except I don't have a fireplace, so I don't know why I would be able to have him sitting by the fire. That was just in my fantasy, apparently. That is a wrap on Mr. Lizard. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!